So in today's video, I'll be giving my first trading 212 portfolio update of 2021. Just going through with you news in the stock market, my biggest movers and fallers in the portfolio over the last 30 days. Generally, I do usually every 7 days, as I usually give portfolio updates once every couple of weeks, but it's been nearly a month now since my last update, which was towards the end of December. So I'll be showing you my best and worst performing stocks over the last 30 days. But if you're new, guys, definitely consider subscribing. I want to go to get to 2,000 subs. And also consider smashing the like button as well. It really helps the channel get boosted out to more audiences and helps the channel obviously grow. Before we get to the main context as well, guys, I've recently got my free shares link back from trading 212 after it got, I think I'd used my maximum amount of referrals. So I had to apply for the creator, I think it was a creator referral link. So you get unlimited shares now. So basically, you can use my link as much as I want. So I'll be linking my trading 212 free share link. So sign up and make a deposit. And I think we both get £100 free share. We get the same one. So that's good. And also be leaving my Freetrade free shares link under there also. So if you're not signed up yet, sign up and why not get a free stock. So now into the video, guys. So as you can see, the portfolio has had quite a bit of growth over since my last update. I think it was just under £3,000 last time. Now it's at 4,600. So we have had a bit of a dip though recently. So I'm down £100 now, just over 2.5%. So I'll be going into it with you. So I'm showing you which stocks have been so we'll get the top movers out of the way firstly, because it's been a bit of a red last couple of weeks. So not as many movers, more fallers this week than there is movers. So the first one we have is BP. So BP have been up 11.14% in the last month. So overall, I'm up 30.64% on my investment or £10 overall. Again, this doesn't show a true reflection of my BP investment, as I did have this in my Freetrade one as well, and I was down a lot more, probably around £60-70. I can't really remember now, but yeah, BP, they do seem to be picking back up a little bit. Obviously, the crude oil prices have shot back up, and it helps, obviously. Yeah, seen more now as a global sort of clean energy company. So be interested to see what happens with BP, whether they'll get back to the pre-pandemic status or not. But so they've had a really tough year, all the way down to £1.92, which is, I think it's the biggest low I think they've had for a long time anyway. So you can see now, just since then, they've just managed to creep it back up a bit. So now they're back up to £3.07, and they've not been that high since around, let's just have a look on the scroller. Yeah, since around June, July time, so good 6-7 months. So we'll just see what BP has to have in store now. So that's the other top mover. And the next one is Johnson & Johnson. Not massive gains, but that just shows how it's been this month. So they're up 3.39% in the last month. So I've got the 2 shares, and I'm overall up 4.2% with Johnson & Johnson. So that's a good sign. Quite a good value play and a good dividend-paying stock as well. So anytime you do get the occasional dips with Johnson & Johnson. So you can see the sort of pattern. At the minute, it's quite at the top, but you know, this might continue to grow. So that's Johnson & Johnson. Now onto the fallers. So there's been more fallers than there's been movers this week. So the first one that we shall take a look at is Coca-Cola. Ticker symbol KO. So as you can see, they're down 6.07% in the last month or so, and in the last week down 3.97%. So they're still at the $50 mark, which is still getting towards what they was at pre-pandemic. Again, I do like to base a lot of my I'm looking at the graphs now, what they was at before the pandemic. So they have gone back up quite a lot, but I'm still down. I recently bought a couple of shares just before this drop, so that might be a bigger reason why I'm down a bit more. So about 2 shares before this new drop. So I'm down 6% overall with Coca-Cola. I think the main reason with Coca-Cola is that a lot of the revenue and earnings will probably gain from maybe drinks getting sold in bars, clubs, restaurants, obviously, especially in the UK, and a lot of places are locked down. So they were making sort of big losses with that, but obviously they still have drinks distributed in shops still, and fast food restaurants like McDonald's, etc. So I think with Coca-Cola, it's a patient play. They're a big company, been around for a long time, so I can't see them going anywhere and have the financial clout to deal with whatever's thrown at them. So that's the first faller. So the second faller I have is 3M, which is my largest faller due to it being my largest position. So They're down just over 4% in the last 30 days, 3M. Mainly, this is due to the PFA's chemical, which they 3M manufacture, and I think somehow it's found its way into groundwater near plants where they were produced. So 3M are getting a bit of flack for that. So I do know they were testifying about the PFAs at a House hearing on the water contamination. So I'm not sure how that went, but obviously with this news coming out, it sort of made 3M's share price go into a bit of a meltdown. But so they're down just 4% in the month, and then so it's not anything massive. 3M obviously great company. Another company's been around for a long time. So let's hopefully they get through this on the water contamination's relatively unscathed. So I'm down 7% with 3M. Then the next stock we have on the list, which is a fallout, is AT&T. So AT&T are down in the last month just over 7%. Again, AT&T, it's a company who is quite a good stock to try and average down on, really. The telecommunications company, so they're trading now at $28. Still down in the year by 25.47%. So I'm down, I'm not too badly down with AT&T. 14 shares currently owned and 2.83% down overall. The other thing obviously still is on the back of everyone's minds, especially if you invest in AT&T, is the debt that AT&T have. It is quite heavy, but we'll have to see how they play out. Really good dividend paying stocks, to be fair. I've heard rumours saying that they might end up cutting the dividend, but I'm not too sure about that. Must have to wait and see. So the next fallout we have is BA Tobacco. Again, down 6.21% in the last month. It is quite a volatile stock, to be fair. As you can see in the year, we have many ups and downs. So at the moment, they're sort of coming down from a bit of an up. Anytime they get to near $30 at the moment, they seem to just not want to stay there and go back down. Obviously, again, pre-pandemic, they was at a $34 stock. So they're not too badly down, and I'm still up in this position as well by just over 1.5%. So that's always good, even though they're actually currently down, I'm still up. So that's BA Tobacco. Another one, Hormel Foods, down 6.65% in the last month. This one I did try. When I thought they dipped a few weeks ago, I thought I'd get a couple of shares in, but even since then, they dipped again. So it's just one of the things, you can't always really time the market 100%. So I did buy them for lower than what I'd bought some shares before that. So that's one thing. So I'm down 8.49% with Hormel Foods. My average cost is £35 or $47. And you can see they're currently at $44. It's another long-term play for me. Just try and average down in this position. If I can get a chance anytime soon, I feel like they're a really good company. Been around, another one who's been around for a very long time. So that's Hormel Foods. Promise, guys, there's not many more of these fallers. I know it's quite depressing, isn't it? But, it happens. So next we have is Pfizer. Obviously, a lot of news around Pfizer at the moment with the vaccine they have. But I feel like when the share price did obviously spike up there, as you can see, which was around, early December time, they went to $42. That was a bit of an overreaction to the vaccine. And obviously, if you look at it on a wider scale, the share price, it's probably back down to its average sort of state at $37. But I'm down just over 3%, well, just under 4%, 3.71% with Pfizer. So we're at the last stock of the stocks I'll be showing you today, which is Realty Income. So Realty Income are down 4.38% in the last 30 days, and I'm down 7.29% with my investment as a whole. Again, I'll go into the stocks I've bought recently at the end of the video, but I bought a couple more shares of these recently, taking my total up to 6 shares of Realty Income. But they recently announced that they're doing a stock share. So basically, they were offering creating more shares for the public to buy, which will be 1.575 million in shares, with the net proceeds of 582.3 million, which will be used to fund property acquisitions for general and corporate purposes and working capital. So that has had a bit of a negative effect on the share price, but again, Realty Income, really great company to have, and the fact they're creating more shares for people to buy, obviously it does have a bit of a negative effect. Well, if you look at it as a negative, the share price will go down, but it's just more great times to probably buy Realty Income. As you can see, they've been at a consistent sort of way, a bit up and down, but generally not too much volatility over the last year, obviously apart from the big dip that we saw in February, where they went down to as low as around $45, which from $82, so it was a massive drop. The stock almost went down 50%. Monthly paying dividend stock as well, so any chance I get hold of these, I want to try and get my dividend income from realty income up to £1 a month. So that's the stocks we're talking to you about today, guys. So obviously down £105 overall. It's not too much if you look at the grand scheme of the portfolio. So now we'll just take a look at what I recently bought. So we'll head on over to the orders tab. So we are now in the orders tab of my trading 2-on-2 portfolio. So it's been a bit of a busy month since obviously I last did the update with regards to orders. So in the last video I showed you what I recently bought, and the last stock I bought was 3M. That was on the 14th of December. So now I'll just go through what I've got since then. So I recently sold my Vanguard FTSE Emerging Markets ETF. My reason behind this was I just didn't really thought it fit the narrative of this portfolio. It is a stock that I do want to sort of hold in a different portfolio, but I'm more of an ETF-based growth portfolio. So that is the main reason why I sold that. So I sold at a bit of a profit, so that's always nice. And with that, I bought a share of realty income, so adding to the monthly income there. And now we go to the 23rd of December, so quite a busy day. 2 shares of Coca-Cola bought, a share of Colgate Palmolive, 3 shares bought of Verizon, and a share of AbbVie. All shares I was adding back in over a month or two, slowly from my Freetrade account. So it was not actually new stocks; it's just really adding back from what I had. And then carrying on again, Verizon, 2 more shares on the 28th of December. The day later, I was busy again. 2 more shares of AbbVie bought, 2 shares of Starbucks, 2 shares of Colgate, 1 more share of Verizon. It's keeping going. 2 shares of Hormel Foods. Then I bought, it says 1.6 shares and 0.328838 shares, but I tried buying 2 shares, but for some reason it didn't let me, so I had to sort of do it this way. But yeah, it's 2 shares of AT&T. And then now we're going to the new year, so 2 more shares of Coca-Cola bought. Realty, I just add, by the way, sorry, after the 29th, I added all my shares in that I had from my Freetrade account. So this is like newer and more additional stocks and shares now. So Coca-Cola, 2 shares, Realty Income, 2 shares bought, Hormel Foods, further 2 shares, 2 shares of British Tobacco, 1 share of AG&C. This all on the 6th of Jan. Got a bit unlucky with the timing of Hormel Foods and Realty Income and Coca-Cola. I thought they were all dipping at the time, but since then they've gone even further down. So even more evidence you can't really time the market fully. And then a fractional share bought 3M on the 11th of Jan. That was just because I had a bit of extra cash left over, so I thought I'll just throw it into 3M. Why not? And then yesterday I sold my shares of Store Capital, and I was at around about £10-15 profit. Nothing too major, but it's not too bad. So I thought I'd just get out with that stock as I can, and I've added that money into Altria, 1.4 shares bought of Altria, great dividend payer. So I bought, the average price for that was at £41.07. And then nothing in the way I've done my dividend video for December, as you can check that out, but just the one dividend so far that I received, that was for the Vanguard FTSE Emerging Market ETF that I've sold, just for 10p for the 1 share. So that is it for my portfolio update, guys. I'll be back again with a new portfolio update in a couple of weeks. You might see new content from me in the next week or so. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video as well, it really does help the channel. And also don't forget to check out the free shares links that I'll be leaving in the description below. So on that note, I'm going to leave you to today. Take care. Bye.